Ever wondered if an ostrich really sticks its head in the sand when scared? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of animal myths, dissecting fact from fiction, and uncovering the truth behind these tales. Stay tuned to find out the truth behind this and many other animal myths. Myth number 1. Ostriches stick their heads in the sand when scared. Now, where did this strange idea come from? The myth likely originated from observing ostriches tending to their nests. You see, these feathered giants don't just plop their eggs anywhere. They dig holes in the dirt to create a cozy nest for their eggs. Every now and then, an ostrich will stick its head in the hole. But not because it's scared or trying to hide. It's turning the eggs to ensure they're evenly heated. From a distance, it might look like the ostrich's head is buried in the sand, but it's all a matter of perspective. Did you know ostriches are quite capable runners and can reach speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour? They prefer to use their strong legs to run from threats rather than sticking their heads into the sand. So, no, ostriches do not bury their heads in the sand when scared. Myth number 2. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. Now, where did this idea originate? Well, it's hard to say exactly, but it's been floating around for quite some time. It's a popular belief, but it's not grounded in science. In fact, it's far from the truth. Here's the real deal. Studies have shown that goldfish can remember things for up to 5 months. Yes, you heard me right, 5 months. They can learn to push levers for food, recognize their owners, and even remember the layout of their tank. Quite impressive for a creature often underestimated, don't you think? This myth probably came about due to the goldfish's short attention span. They're quick and fidgety, often darting around their tank. But that doesn't equate to forgetfulness. It's just their nature. So next time you look at your pet goldfish, remember, it might just remember you too. So, your pet goldfish might remember more than you think. Myth number 3. Bats are blind. Now, this myth has been doing the rounds for centuries, with roots likely stemming from the bat's nocturnal lifestyle and their distinctive method of echolocation. People see these creatures flitting around in the dark and think, surely they must be blind. Well, let's shatter that myth right here, right now. Contrary to popular belief, bats aren't blind at all. In fact, they can see just fine. Some species even have excellent vision. Bats use their eyesight along with echolocation, a kind of biological sonar to navigate and find food in the dark. Their eyes are specially adapted to see in low light conditions, much like cats. Moreover, fruit bats, which do not rely on echolocation, have particularly good vision and can even see in color. It's a fascinating blend of nature's tools, isn't it? So, bats are not blind. They can see just fine. Myth number 4. Elephants never forget. This enduring myth has its roots in observations of the elephant's remarkable ability to remember locations and individuals. It's likely that the saying stems from the elephant's ability to recall vast amounts of information about their complex social structures and extensive home ranges. However, the notion that elephants never forget is a bit of an overstatement. While it's true that elephants have impressive memories, they're not infallible. They can remember significant locations and individuals, yes, but their memory isn't a complete catalog of every event in their lives. Studies have shown that elephants, like humans, can forget. It's a necessary process that allows their brains to prioritize important information and discard the irrelevant. So, while an elephant's memory is indeed extraordinary, it's not perfect. They can forget, just as we do. So, elephants do forget, just like us. Myth number 5. Camels store water in their humps. Now, where did this idea originate? It's a common belief that's been handed down through generations, probably stemming from the fact that camels are native to some of the world's most arid regions. They can survive for long periods without water, leading many to assume that they must be carrying their own supply in those distinctive humps. However, the truth is far more interesting. Those humps are not water reservoirs, but rather stores of fat, which the camel's body can convert into energy and water when resources are scarce. This adaptation allows camels to thrive in environments where many other creatures would struggle. So, while it's true that camels are incredibly hardy creatures, capable of surviving in extreme conditions, it's not because they have a built-in water tank. Instead, their adaptability is down to a fascinating mix of biological adaptations. So, camels don't carry a water tank on their back, it's a fat storage. Myth number 6, penguins' feet will freeze if they stand on ice for too long. This chilly tale has been around for quite some time. It's a belief that's easy to buy into, considering the harsh, freezing environments where penguins are found. Now, let's crack this icy myth wide open. Contrary to this widespread belief, penguins' feet are perfectly adapted to withstand the cold. They have a unique system called countercurrent heat exchange. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? But it's a smart system where warm blood going to the feet heats up the cold blood returning from them, preventing their feet from freezing. Furthermore, penguins have thick skin and fat layers on their feet, providing insulation against the cold. So, no matter how long they stand on the ice, their feet don't freeze. It's nature's design at its finest, isn't it? So, penguins' feet are perfectly designed for standing on ice. Myth number 7, dogs are colorblind. Now, where did this piece of fiction originate? Well, it's been around for quite some time, often spread by word of mouth and even perpetuated by popular culture. The truth of the matter, however, is quite different. Dogs are not colorblind in the sense that they see the world in black and white. Their view of the world is indeed less colorful than ours, but they do have the ability to perceive color. Dogs see the world in a dichromatic color scheme, which means they can distinguish two primary colors, blue and yellow. This is a bit different from us humans, who experience the world in a trichromatic color scheme, able to perceive red, blue, and green. So, while dogs might not appreciate a rainbow in all its vibrant glory like we do, they're definitely not navigating the world in grayscale. So, dogs do see color, just differently than we do. Myth number 8, cats have 9 lives. This charming belief has been around for centuries, originating from various cultures. Some attribute it to ancient Egyptians who held cats in high esteem. Others point to William Shakespeare, who referenced it in his play Romeo and Juliet. But what's the reality? Cats do not, in fact, have 9 lives. This myth likely sprouted from the cat's uncanny ability to escape dangerous situations unscathed. Their agility, flexible body, and keen sense of danger often allow them to survive falls and other perilous scenarios that would prove fatal for most creatures. They are lauded for their dexterity and quick reflexes, which contribute to their reputation as survivors. But let's be clear. Cats are as mortal as any other living beings. They can get injured, they can fall ill, and they eventually pass on. So while we marvel at their survivability, it's important to remember, cats do not have 9 lives, they're just very good survivors. We've debunked some popular animal myths today. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We started with the ostrich myth, the belief that these birds bury their heads in the sand when faced with danger. But, as we've discovered, this is not the case. Rather, ostriches lie flat on the ground to blend in with their surroundings. Next up was the goldfish memory myth. We've often heard that goldfish only have a 3-second memory. However, studies have shown that these fish have a memory span of up to 5 months. We also explored the bat blindness myth. Bats, despite the popular saying, are not blind. They actually have excellent night vision and use echolocation to navigate their surroundings. Then, we looked at the elephant memory myth. Elephants, contrary to the myth, have an exceptional memory, helping them to remember friends and foes, as well as vital locations like water sources. We debunked the camel hump myth too, clearing up that a camel's hump is not filled with water, but with fat, which they use as a food source when sustenance is scarce. The penguin feet myth was another we unraveled. Penguins' feet don't freeze because of an amazing heat exchange system that keeps their body temperature regulated. We also tackled the dog color blindness myth, revealing that dogs do see in color, just not in the same spectrum as humans. Lastly, we addressed the cat 9 lives myth. Cats are agile and have a writing reflex, but they certainly do not have 9 lives. Each of these myths, despite their popularity, are not based in reality. we encourage everyone to seek out reliable sources of information about animals. It's fascinating to uncover the truth behind these common misconceptions, to appreciate the wonder of the animal kingdom in all its truth and complexity. Remember, it's always important to get the facts straight. Thanks for watching.